Nationwide news at this hour. Business leaders and local commentators are hailing the Prime Minister's contribution to the budget debate as thoughtful and prudent.
It's a very responsible budget because no run with it, no excessive spending, nothing that we're going to have to figure out. Let's spend the one, figure it out after an election. Very little evidence of that defense.
And initiatives, the Prime Minister announced a $1 billion solidarity program. The program is expected to disburse one-time $20,000 payments to 50,000 vulnerable Jamaicans who are not enrolled on PATH, Social Pension, or NIS. Recipients cannot have benefited from the recent reverse income tax credit either. Holness has announced a raft of home ownership measures, including an increase in the loan limit for NHT contributors. On the matter of vehicle registration, the first certificate of fitness for new motor vehicles will be issued for 5 years instead of 1. Dr. Holness also announced that 60 buses will be retrofitted to accommodate the rollout of a rural school bus service in September. Mr. Chen says the budget demonstrates that the Prime Minister has heard the complaints of the Jamaican people and is responding.
That when you look at the goodies that the Prime Minister announced yesterday, and he has to, you have many constituents listening in on the budget. You want the aspiring homeowner who is frustrated by a young couple and they see the price of housing moving and they're thinking, when will we ever own a home, the car, the Jamaican dream? You see the tweaks to the National Housing Trust, which doesn't affect the consolidated fund. It doesn't affect the central budget. But the tweaks are there because that cry is heard and it is addressed. Another big one, and you can't take that again out of context. The signal that we hear you, the bureaucracy is too heavy. The day-to-day annoyances, they having to go every year to renew your vehicle fitness, to pay the licensing, the long lines in the collectorate.
In the meantime, public comment that was not addressed by the Prime Minister in his budget presentation.
The word you always hear with Andrew Holness budget, the thing people always use this word, comprehensive. As I said, if there's a football team, it's not just 3 strikers up there trying to score goals. The whole team was involved. From the goalies, defenders, everybody. I don't think there's one area of Jamaica's welfare you could say was not addressed. And if as a voter listening, you think that my life is going to get better in some way. The quality of life, which is what all elections are about. It doesn't have governance is about. I elected somebody to make my quality of life better, or my family, right? And in some way, it's going to get better. There's more efficiency. There is the children's school bus. There is agriculture with the irrigation. So you see a budget which is going to make the country better off and individuals better off.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Holness says the $1 billion solidarity program is to assist those citizens who are not benefiting from other government initiatives.
We recognize that many of our citizens are in need but do not benefit from any existing government program. To address this, we are introducing the $1 billion Solidarity Program. And in its first iteration, we will be providing a one-time cash grant of $20,000 to 50,000 vulnerable individuals who are not enrolled in PATH, Social Pension, NIS, or the reverse income tax credit. The state is concerned about your welfare. The state cares about you. We stand in solidarity with you. So the initiative will support elderly persons in need, youth not engaged in education or employment, micro businesses affected by disaster, low-income informal workers, medically indigent individuals, and persons with disabilities facing economic hardship. We have to find all of these people who are in the society who are left out and who are suffering.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness.
And Dr. Holness says the government will invest $200 million in the Hope for Children Trust Fund.
Madam Speaker, any Jamaican child born on or after the 60th anniversary of independence, that's August 6, 2022, who is part of a PATH household or a ward of the state will be eligible to register under the program. We are making progress with determining the legal structure of the fund and examining options for how the fund will be managed and administered, And I'm pleased to report that during the upcoming financial year, the government will seed the fund with 200 million Jamaican dollars. Put out the call to the private sector, start looking at
last year as a targeted intervention
to investing in the country's security forces has led to fewer gangs and safer communities.
We will continue to invest in our security forces and support the transformation of the JCF into a modern, professional and technology-driven security force. We will continue to target gangs, which account for 70% of murders in the country. If we focus on eliminating gangs, we can reduce our murder rate to below the regional average of 15 per 100,000. And I'm pleased to announce that police intelligence now estimates that there are fewer than 100 active gangs in Jamaica since the beginning of the year, coming from 350.
According to 158 homicides has been committed across the country. That's a 30% reduction when compared to the corresponding period last year. Dr. Holness says the gains are a direct result of sustained investments in the JCF and the Jamaica Defence Force. The Prime Minister says up to 2019, the national security capital expenditure had surged by $16 billion.
We are confident that this downward trajectory will persist as these results stem from our deliberate planning, strategic investments, and targeted efforts to dismantle organized criminal gangs. In 2015, before my administration took office, capital expenditure for national security was $2.67 billion. By 2018, we increased the spending on security to $12